So Warmly has actually been such an important tool to be able to hit both my own targets and aspirations, and also as a learning mechanism to see the trends of which companies are visiting, how frequently, whether they're engaging with us straight away or we're setting up a nurture flow thereafter. So I've been using Warmly really heavily, and it's been really successful. So I've completed my targets within 1 week because mainly because of the leads which are coming through, which is great from a personal perspective, and it's helped me learn a lot. I haven't been heavily using the orchestrate, or I've been using warm visitors and that kind of thing, just to see which companies come through, and particularly out of hours. If I'm putting in the hours at the moment, so I'm kind of going into those, any that didn't respond to me or we missed for any reason, I'm then going in and sending them a separate email. But it's been really helpful to see all the reports, particularly which pages they're viewing, session times. People are just flicking through for seconds at a time. Know that they're just sort of flicking in. But if it's really helpful seeing the duration that they're on each page. You can really personalize your approach to see what's interested them and their engagement levels with it, and then tailoring your approach to make sure that your content is in line with what they're wanting. I think marketing is almost a bit of a red herring, so it's kind of like inbound sales, really. I'm working with the marketing team. We do a lot of marketing campaigns and things like that. So I'm working with them to make sure that we're attributing traffic to a certain campaign that we're doing, just to make sure we're on the right stretch and we're not sort of overspending on avenues which aren't very profitable. We're going to start tracking traffic. I think the orchestrate and segments will help with that significantly. But just to see, after we do launch a campaign, and obviously when you're spending 100 grand on something, you want to see that it's having an effect. So we're going to be making sure and monitoring traffic from, particularly in quarter 4, for example, we're targeting healthcare. So we'd like to see more sort of care homes, hospitals, local authorities coming to the site. And then if there's suddenly a spike of interest, then we'll know that campaign's been successful. So I think that Warmly will help. For now, mainly, we're just using the warm calls and monitoring it from that perspective.
Okay, and so you're on the warm calls page. Is it through Slack notification that you jump in, or is it from the warm calls page?
I keep both windows open constantly. So I think Slack, there's sometimes a very slight delay, and by which time the AI bot has already kicked in. So where possible, if they look like a good prospect, I like to get there before the AI.
How much time do you give the AI?
I think I've increased it recently, because it was kicking in too quickly, and it was kicking in whilst I was typing, which was frustrating. So I think it's now 30 seconds.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay. And what would you say like the conversion rate for you jumping on a call is? Like for every how many do you get a conversation that you try to jump on?
Yeah, I'd say it was probably 15% of people I want to talk to. The others I kind of go in there if they're an unknown user or things like that, but they're looking at interesting pages. You never quite know who they are, but it might be a great prospect. If they're going into kind of like candidate FAQs and things like that, I tend to just let them go down the AI route, and there's no point speaking to me because I'll just have to direct them to customer service anyway. But if it's an unknown user looking at the type of checks, all the different blogs or different bits and pieces where it looks like they're a serious prospect, then I'll jump. Obviously, it's difficult to ascertain within such a small time scale as well. So sometimes you just punt and just say hi. At the moment, it says, "Hey there, can I help you with the following?" Then we have a drop-down menu. We have an account manager, so we can say, "Would you like to speak to your account manager?" If they're a current client of ours. Are you a candidate needing help with your background check? So we send down the customer service route. Or are you interested in more information about Zinc?
If you get the AI, if you have a Slack channel where if they respond, you get a notification?
We do. So if they go down the customer service route or the account management, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We just give them an email address or a link to the live chat for customer service. If
Mm-hmm.
they're more information about Zinc, then I get a Slack notification.
Great. And so if they respond to that pathway, you get a notification. Have you jumped on in those cases?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the
And
time in those cases, it's because I'm in a different screen or
mm-hmm.
another case. So if I am on lunch or anything, then it just comes up with, thank you, would you like to leave an email address and blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
Perfect.
As I say, we're kind of just going through the motions just to make sure that the whole sequence is as
Yeah.
linear as possible.
Got it. And then, okay, so you said you hit what was the original goal? And then when did you hit it by again?
I think it was a week.
You hit it in a week. And what was that, your monthly goal?
It was only 8 to start with, so it was a low target just because
Uh-huh.
it's a new role within Zinc.
Got
So
it.
I don't think we quite realised what the opportunity would be anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's 16 now, but just to be transparent, a few of those are from other leads as well, like just emails into the business and other
Yeah.
avenues. I'd say a good half of those could be attributed to Zinc and
To
to
warm.
sorry, yeah.
And then what's the breakdown of that? Like how much chat, how much from reaching out from Warmly data?
So all of those were generated through chat and then quickly then transferred to email.